The Constitution and the Transition to Devolved Government Act intended that the identified asset would be transferred during the transition period, interpreted to be 3 years after the 2013 general elections. The process is yet to be concluded, almost 10 years after the prescribed time. The delay is in executing legal transfer in favor of county government poses significant risk of losing unregistered movable assets. In addition, failure to transfer the assets compromises the ability and capacity of the recipient county governments to utilize the assets as a means and instrument of service delivery. This delay prompted the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council to intervene and issue directives to the Ministry of Lands and Physical Planning to carry out valuation of the assets, both for purposes of establishing their book value and transfer to respective county governments. To this end, the State Department published Gazette Notice number 3839 on 24th March 2023 that a significant difference to the previous legal framework. This framework establishes a 4-tier structure, each with specific functions. At the apex is the National Steering Committee, comprising the principal secretaries of all the state departments with devolved functions.
Indeed, many aspects of devolution. We are yet to consolidate devolution. That is the reality. Many things have not taken shape in devolution in the way the Constitution anticipated. And from where we stand as the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, our commitment, our current priority mission is to ensure that we consolidate devolution and we can support the deepening of devolution, because the country is not going backwards on the issue of devolution. On the issue of the assets and liabilities, it is true. I think there was a major exercise done just before I took over the role of chairman of the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, and I was as concerned as the PSAs why this has taken long, as I'm indeed concerned about other things, for example, the transfer of functions, which have not yet taken place. So there are many gaps in terms of consolidating devolution. And that I would say, fortunately, is we are at a moment when we can do so, because His Excellency President William Ruto has given the necessary political commitment, the necessary political support for us to consolidate and deepen devolution.
Cases in point in matters of policy direction that I would point out are, for instance, the issue of ownership of veterinary farms, the issue of sharing of assets developed on the same parcel of land which cannot be easily divided due to size. We were given examples of ECDs and primary schools, and the sharing of assets which belong to both levels of government, among other policy direction issues that are required.
Ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago, we ushered in 10 years of devolution. That is in March, for those of you who can remember, and to be very specific, on the 4th. It is discouraging that a decade down the line, the residual functions of the defunct Transition Authority, key among them, valuation and transfer of assets of the defunct local authorities, and those relating to devolved functions still remain outstanding 10 years down the line. This has not only hindered optimal implementation of the devolved functions by the county governments, but has also negated the constitutional principle that resources must follow functions. Despite the delay in undertaking the exercise, allow me to commend IGRTC for initiating the process in March last year, in which the National Technical Coordination Committee, including valuers from the Ministry of Lands, undertook preliminary inspection and data capture of assets in 25 counties, representing a 45% completion rate as April 2023. I love the team for the efforts thus far, and I believe we will be picking from where they left so that we avoid duplicity and segmentation and, of course, a lot of waste of efforts and resources. Ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago, we ushered in 10 years of devolution. That is in March, for those of you who can remember, and to be very specific, on the 4th.